As I write and speak on happiness, I'm typically straightforward. But today I'm going to sneak my message in through some crazy sounding ideas. If you'll listen carefully, I think you'll start understanding that these initially surprising principles can start making a huge difference in your life fast. First, be judgmental. Yes, judge everyone you meet. Judge them as competent, caring, kind people who are doing the best they can. Judge them as people who are fighting battles you know nothing about, and judge them as people who are going to be, more often than not, a friend if you're friendly to them. If they reciprocate your gesture, you win. If they don't reciprocate, you've taken the high road of virtue and you still win. Next, be self-centered. Well, as off the wall as that sounds, here's what I mean. So often when things aren't going well in our lives, we start looking for places or people to place blame upon. Instead, let's start looking within and start using these situations to grow our strength, courage, and impeccability to a new level. As we reach those new levels, we'll proportionally see how events and people in our lives seem to surprisingly start reflecting those changes. We'll start becoming the change we want to have around us. Next, quit working, start playing. I think I just heard a collective gasp out there. Sure, you might say I'd love to play more, but I have to work. And I understand that. But in my book, Grateful for Everything, I discuss the concept of turning our work into play, or looking at life as a great, challenging game. It's not only possible, it's a wise decision. When we start looking for the game and the fun in what we do, we start changing our perspective and we start realizing the concept of finding the game brings a whole new sense of engagement and a feeling of independence. Only we can decide to choose this playful perspective. But when we do, we'll find less stress, less fatigue, more creativity, and better results. And finally, talk about people behind their backs. Yep, talk about them, but in a good way. Few people will have the courage and trust and security to spend time sharing words of encouragement and affirmation about others when they know those words may never be heard by the one they were speaking of. But talking good about others when they're not around is uplifting to you, the person you're speaking with, and anyone else nearby. Plus, it reminds the listener that when they aren't around, you're probably speaking well of them too. Okay, now you know the rules. It's time to take action. Start adding these concepts into your day a little at a time and watch how you feel more empowered, more content, and maybe even just crazy happy.